Hey, coin lovers! Imagine you're sitting on a pile of pennies. Yes, those little copper coins you probably throw into a jar or, let's be real, toss into the laundry every time you find them in your pocket. But what if I told you that one of those pennies, just one, could be worth over $1.9 million? Yes, you heard me right. We're talking about the 1967 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. It's rare, it's valuable, and it's probably hiding somewhere in your collection right now, or in the bottom of your couch cushions. Let's dig in. Alright, let's break it down. The 1967 Lincoln penny, at first glance, it's just like any other penny, right? But here's the kicker. This particular penny has no mint mark. You see, most of the time, pennies made in the US will have a mint mark, showing where they were produced, like D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco. But in 1967, the Philadelphia Mint decided to leave the mint mark off some pennies. And that tiny little mistake? Well, it makes these pennies incredibly rare. Like, I found the last dinosaur fossil rare. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I was at a coin show a few years back, just like the one you're probably imagining in your head with a bunch of old dudes in suspenders and fedoras. No offense, guys, I love the style. Anyway, I was going through a bin of old coins, and I pulled out a 1967 penny that looked like it had been through a few too many washes. But there it was, no mint mark. I was like, okay, this might be worth something, but let's not get carried away. Fast forward to me Googling 1967 no mint mark penny value in BAM. $1.9 million. Yeah, it's one of those I can't believe it moments. Turns out, those little mintless pennies can go for crazy amounts at auction. Experts are saying that a mint condition 1967 no mint Mark Lincoln penny can fetch upwards of $1.9 million. Million with an M. And no, that's not a typo. So, if you've got one of these in your pocket change or old coin jar, well, first of all, stop what you're doing and go look. Second of all, let's talk about how to spot one, because this is not something you want to miss. Okay, so how do you tell if your 1967 penny has no mint mark? First, flip it over. Normally, you'd find a little mint mark right here, right under the year. But if it's missing, that's your golden ticket. The other thing to keep in mind is condition. You want your penny to be in good shape, no scratches, no excessive wear. A penny in mint condition could be worth way more than one that's been bounced around in your pocket for years. Now listen up. I'm not saying every single 1967 penny is going to make you a millionaire, but having one with no mint mark, and in great condition, is definitely something you should keep an eye out for. If you're serious about selling it, you might want to get it graded by a professional. And who knows? You could find yourself in the lucky club of people who made a fortune from a penny. And if you're still thinking, yeah, but what are the odds I have one of these pennies? Well, let me put it this way. There's always that one friend who swears they have the rare thing, like a 1999 Pokemon card or that pair of shoes that sold out in 2 seconds, but guess what? Sometimes they really do. So, don't discount it. So, let's wrap it up. The 1967 no mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. It's rare, it's valuable, and it could change your life if you find it in your old coin collection or even your piggy bank. I mean, who knew pennies could be this exciting, right? I've gone through stacks of pennies before and I didn't find one, but trust me, I'll be looking every time now. And if you find one, don't just run to the bank and cash it in. Do some research, get it evaluated, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find yourself with a small fortune. Alright, folks, if you found this video helpful, and you want more tips on finding coins worth money, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm always diving into the world of rare coins, and you don't want to miss any of these hidden treasures. 1978 no mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, and the surprising truth about its market value, including how it could potentially reach $1 million price tag. So, let's get started. Now you might be wondering, what makes a 1978 penny so valuable? After all, pennies are everywhere. But this specific coin, the 1978 no mint Mark penny, is what we call a rare variety, and rarity is what drives the value. Before we go deeper into the specifics, let me explain something important. Mint marks on coins are indicators of where a coin was made. In the United States, the mint marks, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco, were usually placed on coins. However, some years, certain coins were released without a mint mark at all. For the 1978 penny, most coins have the D mint mark from Denver, but certain coins in this year didn't have a mint mark. These pennies were mistakenly produced without one, making them highly collectible. Now you might think, what makes this coin worth $1 million? Let's break down the market. While the average 1978 penny with a D mint mark is worth just 1 cent, a 1978 penny with no mint mark can sell for significantly more, especially if it's in high-grade condition. Recent auction prices for high-quality 1978 no-mint mark pennies have reached upwards of $2,000 to $4,000 for ones in nearly perfect condition, such as those graded MS67 or higher. So, $4,000 might sound like a great deal for a penny, but here's where things get really interesting. As the demand for rare and unique coins grows, some rare specimens, especially those in pristine condition, have been known to skyrocket in value. When it comes to coins like these, the condition matters. The higher the grade, the more valuable it becomes. A penny that's graded MS67 or MS68, meaning it's nearly perfect, could see its value go much higher, depending on the rarity of the coin and the specific details of the minting error. In some cases, collectors and investors might even be willing to pay upwards of $100,000 for a flawless 1978 no-mint mark penny. But what about the million-dollar question? While a 1978 no-mint mark penny hasn't yet reached the $1 million mark, it's certainly not outside the realm of possibility. If the right buyer comes along and a coin with the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance hits the market at the right time, especially with the increasing interest in coin collecting and investing, it's conceivable that this penny could fetch 7 figures. So, is your 1978 penny worth millions right now? Probably not. But if you have one of these coins, especially if it's in excellent condition or even better, a variety known to collectors as a double die or a special mint error, it could certainly be worth more than a few dollars. To truly know if your 1978 no-mint mark penny is worth a significant amount, it's a good idea to get it professionally graded by a reputable organization, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These companies will assess the condition, grade it, and give you an idea of its market value. So, what do you think? Do you have a 1978 no-mint mark penny tucked away in your collection? It might just be the key to a valuable find. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, a little knowledge and a lot of patience can turn what seems like a simple penny into a true treasure. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, tricks, and the latest news on rare finds. Also, drop a comment below if you think your pennies might be worth more than a cent. I'd love to hear about your collection. 1979 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. This might seem like just another penny, but trust me, its market value and potential for becoming a $1 million coin might surprise you. Let's get started. Now, let's talk about the 1979 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. At first glance, this coin might look like any other penny in circulation. It features the beloved image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse shows the traditional Lincoln memorial motif. But what sets this penny apart from the millions of others made in 1979 is its rarity and how certain factors can elevate its value. You may be wondering, why is this coin so special? While millions of these pennies were minted, certain ones stand out due to unique errors or conditions that make them highly collectible. So, what is the current market value of the 1979 D Mint Mark penny? Well, the answer depends on its condition and any potential errors it may have. In general, if you have a standard 1979 D penny in circulated condition, its value is only worth around 1 cent. However, the story changes if your coin is in mint condition or has a rare minting error. For example, if your 1979D penny is in uncirculated, pristine condition, it could be worth anywhere from $1 to $10, depending on its grade. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value. Coins that have been well preserved and have little to no signs of wear or tarnish are in the highest demand. But here's where things get really interesting. Some 1979D Lincoln pennies are known to have minting errors that can skyrocket their value into the thousands, or even millions. One of the most famous errors is the 1979D double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, creating a doubling effect on the details, particularly on the lettering and the date. If you happen to have one of these error coins, you're sitting on a potential goldmine. The value of a 1979D double die obverse penny can range anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on its condition. But in the rarest cases, a flawless example can be worth well over $100,000. And the market for these error coins continues to grow, so the value could climb even higher in the coming years. Another potential error to look out for is the 1979D wide AM reverse. This error, where the and M in America are spaced wider than usual, can increase the value of your penny significantly. Coins with this error in high grades have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. Now, here's the big question: can a 1979D mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny actually be worth $1 million? While it's rare, it's certainly possible. If you happen to find a pristine example of the 1979D double die obverse in perfect, uncirculated condition or one of the other rare minting errors, it could potentially fetch a fortune at auction. But keep in mind, it's all about finding the right buyer who appreciates the rarity and uniqueness of the coin. There have been instances in the past where coins with minting errors like these have sold for well over six figures, and there's always the chance that the right piece could fetch that $1 million mark. Coin collectors, investors, and auction houses are always on the lookout for these rare finds, and if you're holding on to one of them, you could be sitting on an incredible treasure. Now that you know the potential value of the 1979D Lincoln penny, how can you determine if you have a valuable one? First, take a close look at the condition of the coin. A penny that's been circulating for decades may have wear and tear, which can drastically lower its value. Next, examine the coin for any possible errors. Look closely at the date, lettering, and the reverse of the coin to see if there are any signs of doubling, misalignment, or other anomalies that could signal an error. You'll also want to get your coin graded by a professional if you believe it could be valuable. Coin grading is a process that assesses the coin's condition, which will affect its value. High-grade coins are more valuable than those in lower grades, so it's essential to have an expert opinion if you suspect your coin is rare. So, there you have it. The 1979D mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny could be more than just pocket change. Whether it's in mint condition, has an error, or even something more rare, this little penny has the potential to be worth thousands, or even millions, depending on the circumstances. Remember, the key to unlocking your coin's value is knowledge and a little bit of luck. If you think you might have a valuable penny, don't hesitate to get it checked out by a professional. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow coin collectors and enthusiasts. 1984 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now you might be wondering, what makes this penny so special, and could it be worth millions of dollars? Stick around as we break it down for you and give you the insights you need to know about its current market value. Before we jump into the details, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on more valuable coin tips and market updates. Now, let's talk about the 1984 No Mint Mark penny. Most of us know that the US Mint typically adds a mint mark to coins produced at various mints. For example, pennies produced in Philadelphia usually have no mint mark, while those produced in Denver feature a D, and those made in San Francisco are marked with an S. However, in 1984, a batch of pennies was released without any mint mark, which is what has sparked so much intrigue in the coin collecting world. You may be thinking, isn't that just a normal penny? Well, not quite. While the Philadelphia Mint is known for producing coins without mint marks, there is something important you need to understand about the specific 1984 issue. There was a slight oversight when it came to the production of this penny, leading to some interesting and rare findings. So, why exactly is the 1984 no-mint mark penny so sought after? It's all about the rarity and the mistake that occurred during production. Most of the time, pennies from Philadelphia are produced in high quantities, but this batch of 1984 pennies, while technically not a mint error, was struck without a mint mark that was supposed to be added. This gives it a unique and rare characteristic, making it a prized find for collectors. Now, let's get to the big question: how much is this penny worth today? The value of a 1984 no-mint mark penny can vary depending on its condition, but it could be worth much more than its face value. For a well-circulated 1984 no-mint mark penny, you might see it valued at just a few dollars. However, if the coin is in uncirculated or mint condition, its value increases significantly. Coins that are graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services can reach values of $100 or more. But wait, there's more. In rare cases, a 1984 penny that is exceptionally well preserved or has special characteristics, like being part of a mint error set, could fetch even higher prices. Some highly graded or rare examples could sell for a few $1,000s, especially in auction settings where collectors are competing to get their hands on a unique piece. So, could the 1984 no-mint mark penny ever be worth $1 million? While it's unlikely that the standard 1984 no-mint mark penny would reach such astronomical figures, the potential for a rare and error-free coin to fetch $1 million price tag is not out of the realm of possibility in the world of rare coins. If you were to find an extremely well-preserved, flawless example of this penny, or one that had been incorrectly struck in a way that made it even rarer, there is always a chance that the coin could fetch $1 million bid at the right auction. Remember, it's all about the condition, rarity, and demand. Coins like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1943 copper penny have sold for millions, and they are in the same class of valuable U.S. coins that are also scarce due to minting errors or unique characteristics. So, what factors should you look at if you think you have one of these rare 1984 no-mint mark pennies? Here's a quick rundown of things that can impact the value of your coin. The cleaner and more uncirculated your coin is, the higher its value. Look for signs of wear, discoloration, or any damage. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can give your coin a numerical grade, which can greatly impact its worth. A higher grade, such as MS-65 or above, is usually what you're looking for. The fewer coins of this particular kind in circulation, the more likely it is that your penny will be valuable. This is why mint errors and low mintage years are so sought after. Certification and documentation. Coins that are certified and come with proper documentation are worth more, as they are considered authentic and legitimate by collectors. If you think you have a 1984 no-mint mark penny that could be valuable, the next step is to get it appraised. You can take it to a local coin shop or find a professional appraiser to get an expert opinion on its value. If your coin is in great condition, it's always a good idea to have it graded by a professional grading service, as this will not only help confirm its authenticity but also enhance its resale value. Once you have an idea of your coin's value, you can either sell it privately to collectors or list it at auction, where competition could drive up the price. Always be sure to research auction houses and get an idea of past sales for similar coins to help gauge where your penny might stand. To wrap things up, the 1984 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is an exciting coin for collectors, and while it may not be worth millions in most cases, it still holds significant value depending on its condition, rarity, and the specific details that set it apart. So, take a good look at your change, check your coin collection, and you just might find a hidden gem. 1986 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You heard me right, a penny, that's worth far more than a penny. So grab your magnifying glass because today, we're going deep into what makes this coin so special and how you can potentially cash in on it. Let's start by talking about the coin itself. What is the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why is it so valuable? Well, as most of you already know, every U.S. coin has a mint mark that indicates where it was produced, either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But here's the twist. In 1986, some pennies were minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark. Now, if you look at a regular 1986 Lincoln penny, you'll see the mint mark, typically a D for Denver or sometimes an S for San Francisco. But the one we're talking about today? No mint mark whatsoever. This anomaly makes it rare and valuable. So, why is a simple penny without a mint mark worth so much? It all boils down to rarity and demand. You see, collectors love rare coins, especially those with unusual characteristics. A coin with no mint mark from the 1986 year is highly sought after by serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for it. The more scarce and unique the coin, the higher the price, and this coin fits the bill perfectly. Now let's talk numbers. The current market value of the 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny can vary based on its condition. But for a coin in excellent condition, let's say, graded MS65 or higher by a reputable coin grading company, it could be worth anywhere from $500 to $1,000. But wait, that's not all. If you happen to find a 1986 no mint mark penny in mint condition, like a coin that has been preserved perfectly since it was minted, it could potentially be worth way more. We're talking about prices that could go up into the tens of thousands of dollars in some rare cases. And here's where it gets really exciting. While the vast majority of 1986 no mint mark pennies won't sell for millions, there have been rare instances where coins with unique characteristics or exceptional grades have sold for extremely high prices. In some rare auctions, we've seen this penny fetch as much as $50,000 to $100,000. Now, of course, this is an extreme case, but it goes to show just how valuable these pennies can be. Now, let's get practical. How can you tell if your 1986 penny is worth that much? Well, it's all about the condition of the coin and its certification. Coins that are well preserved, have no damage, and maintain a high level of detail are more valuable. The higher the grade, the higher the price. And of course, if you have the coin graded by a professional company like PCGS or NGC, that can significantly increase its value. Grading can be a little tricky, but here's the rundown. Coins are graded based on a scale from 1 to 70. Coins in the 60s are considered high quality, and the higher the grade, the more valuable your coin is. A coin that's graded MS65 or higher will be in demand from collectors, especially if it's a rarer version like this 1986 no mint mark penny. So, what should you do if you think you've found one of these valuable pennies? First, take a closer look. Does your 1986 penny have that missing mint mark? Is the condition still good? If you think you've got a rare one, the next step is to get it appraised or graded. Having your coin professionally graded by experts ensures you know exactly what it's worth. And once you've got a grade, you can put it up for sale in auctions or even to private collectors who specialize in rare coins. Remember, finding a valuable penny is about being patient and doing your research. You never know, you could have a rare gem sitting in your change jar, just waiting to be discovered. If you think you have a 1986 no mint mark penny, or any other rare coin, don't let it sit there collecting dust. Get it checked, get it appraised, and you could be sitting on a small fortune. 1988 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be wondering, how much could my 1988 penny be worth? Well, hold on to your seat, because this penny could actually be worth far more than you might think, depending on a few key factors. So, let's explore the current market value of this coin, why it might be worth millions in the future, and what you should look for if you think you've got a hidden gem. Let's get started. Alright, so let's start by breaking down the basics of the 1988 Lincoln cent. As we all know, the US Mint produces billions of pennies every year, and the 1988 penny is no exception. This coin features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Pretty standard, right? But the 1988 penny is not a rare coin by itself. Millions were produced, and most of them are worth only 1 cent. However, what you might not know is that the market for coins, particularly rare or misprinted ones, can be full of surprises. Even though most 1988 pennies are worth face value, there are certain circumstances where they can fetch much more in the market. Let's dive deeper into those factors. Point one important thing to note is that the 1988 penny was produced at multiple U.S. mint locations, and most of them have a mint mark that indicates where they were struck. In 1988, pennies were made at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically doesn't put a mint mark on its coins, and at the Denver Mint, which does. However, if you come across a 1988 penny that has no mint mark, you might have a very rare and valuable piece. The no mint mark penny is extremely hard to find, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. The 1988 penny from the Philadelphia Mint is already very common, but a no mint mark penny from that year would be considered highly valuable. This coin is especially sought after by collectors of rare era coins. Although not every 1988 penny with no mint mark will be worth a fortune, the value depends on its condition and how much demand there is among collectors. On average, these no mint mark pennies could fetch anywhere from $10 to $50 depending on the state of the coin. But that's just the beginning. Like any other coin, the condition of the 1988 penny is essential when it comes to its value. A coin that's well worn and shows signs of heavy circulation won't be worth much more than its face value. However, if your 1988 penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a much higher market value. For example, an uncirculated 1988 penny could sell for anywhere between $5 and $20 depending on its grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Coins are graded on a scale of 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect specimen. A coin with a grade of 65 or higher can often command a much higher price. Here's the part that could excite collectors. Even though the 1988 penny isn't super rare today, certain coins can increase in value as time goes on, especially if they're linked to historic events or they've been kept in near-perfect condition. Some of the 1988 pennies you find today might not seem like much, but if you wait a few decades, you could be looking at a very different story. For instance, if you have a rare era coin, one that was misprinted or has unusual features, the value could skyrocket. These errors can include things like double die obverse, where the image of Lincoln is doubled, or if the coin was struck on an incorrect planchet. Some of these errors have sold for thousands, or even millions of dollars at auction, depending on how rare and in demand they are. Can the 1988 penny be worth $1 million? While it's unlikely that most 1988 pennies will ever reach the $1 million mark, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility, especially if one of them is connected to an extremely rare error. For example, there have been cases of coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-dyed penny that have fetched millions at auction, and there's no reason that an extremely rare and unique 1988 penny couldn't follow in their footsteps. But for now, a typical 1988 penny will not sell for millions. If you come across one, it's important to check for any signs of rarity or misprints that might increase its value. In the future, as more collectors enter the market and demand increases, the value could very well rise, especially for pennies with errors or unique characteristics. So, what should you do if you think you've found a rare 1988 penny? First and foremost, take good care of it. Don't clean the coin, as this can significantly reduce its value. Keep it in a safe place and consider getting it professionally graded if you think it might be worth something special. If you're not sure whether your penny is valuable, you might want to consult a professional numismatist or take it to a reputable coin dealer. They can help you identify any potential errors or provide you with an accurate estimate of its current market value. That's all for today's deep dive into the 1988 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While these coins aren't generally worth a fortune, there's always the chance you've got a rare find in your hands. Keep an eye out for those no mint mark pennies and any potential errors, and you just might strike it rich. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and want to learn more about rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on future videos. 1988 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While this coin might seem ordinary at first glance, there's more to it than meets the eye. If you've ever wondered about the market value of the 1988 D penny, or if you've heard rumors of rare pennies being worth millions of dollars, you're in the right place. Let's explore its current worth and find out how much a 1988 D Lincoln penny could actually sell for. Let's start with a bit of background on this coin. The 1988 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny was minted at the Denver Mint in the United States, and as you might expect, it features the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which has been a staple of U.S. pennies since 1959. It's a familiar sight to most of us, and for many, it's just another penny lying around. The coin is made primarily of copper-plated zinc, weighing just 2.5 grams. This is where the familiarity stops. While many people overlook these pennies, some collectors keep an eye out for subtle variations or imperfections that can make a specific coin worth far more than its face value. Now, let's talk about the D mint mark. The D indicates that the coin was minted in Denver, and this mint mark can have a significant impact on the coin's value. You'll find the D mint mark just below Abraham Lincoln's shoulder on the obverse of the coin. But does this mint mark alone mean your 1988 D penny could be worth a fortune? The simple answer is no. However, don't dismiss your penny just yet, there's more to the story. At face value, the 1988 D penny is worth just 1 cent. That's how much it's worth in everyday circulation. However, if you're thinking about selling or adding it to your collection, things change when we talk about rarity, condition, and demand. As of today, the average market value for a standard 1988 D penny in circulated condition is still just 1 cent. But the condition of the coin, along with other factors, plays a huge role in determining its worth. Coins that are in mint condition or have been graded highly by professionals can sometimes sell for more. Typically, you might see a 1988 D penny with a grade of MS65, meaning it's in nearly perfect condition, valued around 10 to 20 cents, depending on the market. However, we're not done yet. While it's rare, there are situations where a 1988 D penny could fetch a higher price, especially if it's part of a special set or has unique characteristics like misprints or error types. So, what are these special characteristics I mentioned? Well, error coins or rare variants can greatly increase the value of a 1988 D penny. Some of the most common errors include off-center strikes, doubled dies, and die cracks. For example, if your 1988 D penny has a double die obverse, where you can see a clear duplication of some of the design elements, that could make it more valuable. These types of errors can send a coin's value soaring to $50 or even more, depending on the severity and clarity of the error. Another example might be a penny that was poorly struck, leaving behind a weak or incomplete design. These weak strikes are often highly sought after by collectors, especially if they happen to be rare, and they can drive up the price as well. Okay, I know what you're really wondering. Could your 1988 D penny be worth millions? The short answer is that it's highly unlikely. While rare coins can sometimes fetch incredible prices, most modern pennies, including the 1988 D, are not going to be worth millions. However, if you come across a rare error coin, or if you have a very specific set that includes this penny, there's a slim chance it could be worth far more. For example, an extremely rare or unique error coin might fetch thousands of dollars, but that's far from the $1 million range. Still, don't give up hope, because the world of coin collecting is unpredictable and fascinating. So how do you figure out the value of your 1988 D penny? Here's a simple step-by-step guide. Coins in better condition, with no wear and tear, are worth more. Coins with higher grades like MS64, MS65, and above are more valuable. Check your penny for common errors, like off-center strikes or doubled dies. These are the types of features that can dramatically increase the value. If you think your penny might be worth more than a few cents, it's a good idea to get it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin can often be sold for a higher price. So, while the 1988 D Abraham Lincoln penny isn't worth millions of dollars under normal circumstances, its value can still increase significantly depending on the condition and any rare features it might have. If you have one of these pennies in your collection, it could be worth more than you think. But remember, it's always worth checking with a professional to get an accurate assessment. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more coin tips, and leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or if you're thinking about selling one. 1992 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now you may be wondering, is this penny really worth $1 million? Let's take a look at its current market value, how it could end up being worth more than you think, and what makes it special in the world of coin collecting. Now, when we talk about the 1992 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, there are a few key details that you need to understand to appreciate its potential value. First off, the D-Mint mark indicates that this penny was struck at the Denver Mint. The 1992 D penny is quite common in circulation, and in most cases, it's just worth its face value of 1 cent. However, there's a rare variety that makes this coin extremely valuable. What sets this coin apart from other pennies is a specific error that occurred during production, the famous 1992 D close AM reverse variety. In this error, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin are positioned very close to each other, compared to the standard 1992 D pennies where the letters are farther apart. This error, which occurs due to a misalignment in the dies used to strike the coins, is highly sought after by collectors. Now, the standard 1992 D penny is worth just 1 cent, and you'll find it in most pocket change. However, the 1992 D close AM penny is something entirely different. The rarity of this error is what makes it so valuable. So, what's the market value of this penny? While the regular 1992 D penny doesn't hold much value beyond face value, the 1992 D close AM penny can fetch a significantly higher price. As of now, the value of a 1992 D close AM penny in mint condition can range anywhere from a few $100s to over $1,000, depending on its condition and certification. But here's where things get interesting. This coin has the potential to be worth much more, especially if it's in perfect uncirculated condition or if there's more demand in the future. Can this penny be worth $1 million? While it may sound surprising, anything is possible in the world of rare coins. The rarity of the 1992 D close AM penny combined with the right collector's market could potentially drive its price to astronomical heights. In the past, we've seen pennies and other coins go for much higher prices than expected, driven by demand from collectors, investors, and even auction houses. So, while $1 million price tag is rare, it's not outside the realm of possibility, especially for coins that continue to gain in popularity over time. If you happen to have a 1992 D penny, make sure to check if it's a close AM variety. Look for those close letters on the reverse of the coin. That's the key detail that could make your penny more valuable. Whether you're just starting out in coin collecting or you're a seasoned expert, the 1992 D close AM penny is one to keep an eye on. As always, make sure to get your rare coins properly graded and authenticated before selling or buying, as this will give you the best chance of getting top dollar for them. So, do you have a 1992 D penny? Take a closer look, and let us know in the comments if you found anything interesting. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future coin tips and valuable insights. Until next time, keep collecting and keep an eye on those rare finds. You never know what treasure you might have in your pocket. 1993 No Mint Mark Lincoln Cent. This is a coin that has sparked curiosity among collectors and could be hiding in your collection. Stay with me until the end, and I'll reveal the exact factors that determine whether your 1993 penny is worth just 1 cent or potentially a life-changing amount. The 1993 Lincoln penny was produced at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, the ones minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark. This is completely normal, as Philadelphia pennies from that time were not stamped with a mint mark. But the question is, can a 1993 no mint mark penny be worth serious money? The answer is yes, under specific conditions. What makes a 1993 penny valuable? Not every 1993 penny is worth a fortune, but some rare conditions and errors can make them extremely valuable. Here's what to look for: coins that have never been in circulation and are in perfect condition with no scratches, marks, or wear can fetch high prices at auctions. Certain error pennies, such as double die errors, off-center strikes, or missing elements, can drive up the value of the coin significantly. Copper pennies come in 3 main tones: brown, red-brown, and full red. A full red 1993 penny in pristine condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So, what are these coins actually selling for? Here's a breakdown of real market prices. Regular circulated 1993 pennies without errors are worth only face value. 1 cent high-grade MS-65 and above Lincoln pennies can sell for $10 to $100. Coins graded MS-67 plus with a full red luster have been auctioned for $1,500 or more. Rare error coins, especially dramatic errors, have been known to sell for $5,000 to $10,000. Some of the most unique and rare examples have reached nearly $20,000 at major auctions. While there is no confirmed sale of a 1993 penny reaching $1 million, it is always possible that an undiscovered, ultra-rare variety or mint error could emerge in the future. The world of coin collecting is unpredictable, and new discoveries continue to surprise experts. So, should you start checking your 1993 pennies? Absolutely. While most may only be worth a cent, finding one in mint condition or with a rare error could bring you an unexpected fortune. If you think you have a valuable coin, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Who knows? Your penny could be the next big find. 1994 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny could be worth a life-changing amount of money, and in this video we are going to break down exactly why. First, let's talk about what a no mint mark penny actually means. If you have a 1994 penny and there is no mint mark under the date, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. Most 1994 pennies from Philadelphia are common but rare error varieties, and high-grade specimens can be worth serious money. Now let's get to the exciting part. How much is a 1994 no mint mark penny really worth in circulated condition? Most of these pennies are only worth face value, which is just 1 cent. However, when you have a 1994 penny in pristine uncirculated condition with an MS-67 or higher grade, it can be worth anywhere from $100 to $500 at auction. But that's not all. There have been rare instances where collectors have paid thousands of dollars for specific error varieties such as double die obverse, missing letters, or off-center strikes. Some rare error coins have even reached five-figure sums at major coin auctions. Imagine finding one of these rare errors and turning a single penny into thousands of dollars. This is why checking your pocket change can be so important. Now let's talk about the dream scenario. Could a 1994 no mint mark penny be worth $1 million? The truth is, while there is no confirmed sale of a single 1994 penny hitting the $1 million mark, the possibility is always there if an ultra-rare error or a unique variety is discovered. The coin market is unpredictable, and demand from collectors can drive prices to incredible heights. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1994 penny? First, carefully examine the coin under good lighting using a magnifying glass. Look for any signs of errors like doubling, missing letters, or off-center designs. If you believe your coin is special, consider having it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. This can significantly increase its market value and attract serious collectors. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises and hidden treasures. If you have a 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny, take a closer look, because you never know what it might be worth. Keep searching, keep collecting, and you might just find the next $1 million coin.